Ouch. No, no, not on my watch. Yeah, you ran out of clock. Girl, that's my song. Let me tell y'all something. When Candace's album first came out, I thought that it was cute or whatever. I was like, oh, this is a cute look. This is a little cute little something, something. For her not to have had the access that, these other big singers and artists have, I don't think any big heavy hitters were a part of her first album, like the Missy Elliott's and the Timbalands and the Swiss Beats and the Jermaine Dupri's and all those girls who work with like the Beyoncé's and the Mariah Carey's. So I don't think she had access or probably the money to, receive any type of, song or beats. What was it, making some beats? Shout out to Nene Leakes for her first album. So I thought it was cute, The more I listen to it, the more that I actually like the album. But when I tell y'all, because right now my favorite songs is Do It. That was my favorite song from the get-go. Do It, Isn't Enough, Show Me You Need Me. Anyway, girl, that's my song. But when I tell y'all Benefits Part 2 with Q Parker, baby. When I tell you that is my song, that is my song, baby. Y'all can't tell me nothing about Benefits Part 2 with Q Parker. You can't tell me nothing. That song is hitting to me. Anyways, girl, shout out to Candace, shout out to Q Parker, girl. Y'all did y'all thing on that song. Anyway, so listen, before we get into the mess, let's go ahead and talk about Alec Baldwin, girl. So Alec Baldwin, remember he used to he was on Saturday Night Live when y'all favorite president was in office, DT. Anyway, so he would always imitate DT in the skits, on Saturday Night Live. Anyway, so he accidentally killed someone the other day on his movie set, Rust. So this is according to the New York Times. This is what they had to say. Some bullet points. The sheriff's office says it is unclear why a gun used as a prop killed one person. Alec Baldwin says he is shocked and saddened after the fatal shooting. Halyna Hutchins, which is the victim, is remembered as an up-and-coming cinematographer from Ukraine. Striving for authenticity, films often use real guns on set. Now, this is what some of the articles said. The assistant director of the Western film Rust grabbed a prop pistol from a gray cart and handed it to the movie star Alec Baldwin, shouting "cold gun," which was supposed to indicate that it did not contain any live rounds and it was safe to handle around crew huddled by the camera. But the weapon fired when Mr. Baldwin pulled the trigger a few minutes later, discharging a live projectile that hit the director, Joe Souza, in the shoulder and struck the director of photography, Halyna Hutchins, in the chest, killing her. The first official account of the killing, which has rocked the entertainment industry, and raised questions about workplace safety issues in film productions, was released late Friday in an affidavit filed by Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department seeking to search the rustic wooden building where the shooting happened. This is sad. The assistant director did not know live rounds were in the prop gun, Detective Joel Kenner wrote in an affidavit. Basically, from what they said in the article, it's not, I don't think it's uncommon for these movies to sometimes use real guns to give more of an authentic feel for the movie. And so crazy, y'all. I have thought about this before. Like, when I see these movies where people are shooting guns, I always think, what if somebody bring a real gun to set and don't nobody know? Well, clearly, I guess it happens all the time, right? I guess they just have to make sure that there are no rounds in these guns. I think that is weird, y'all. I understand that we're making a movie and we want to make the movie look as real as possible, but I don't think that I just don't think that real guns should be used on a movie set. I'm sorry. It's a movie. We know it's fake. Now somebody has died in this freak accident, right? It's sad. Who is Halyna Hutchins? Hutchins who was 42, was a director of photography for Baldwin's latest movie Rust, a western which was being filmed in New Mexico and stars Baldwin. According to law enforcement statements provided to CNN, Hutchins was shot around 1:50 p.m. Thursday local time and airlifted to hospital but died of her injuries. In a tweet Friday, Baldwin said he was, hold up. In a tweet Friday, Baldwin said he was heartbroken and fully cooperating with police over the tragic accident. There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Halyna Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who knew and loved Halyna. Her husband, Michael, told the Insider he appreciated the sympathy he has received. I don't think there are words to communicate the situation, he told the online news website. I think that we will need a little bit of time before we can really encapsulate her life in a way that is easy to communicate. Hutchins said he would not comment on the facts of his wife's death. Born in Ukraine, she lived in Los Angeles, graduated from the American Film Institute in 2015. She was credited with involvement in the production of 49 film, TV, and video titles during her career, according to IMDb. Whew. So sad, so sad. Shout out to his family. Hopefully his family can eventually be okay. I know it just happened, but eventually over time, I hope that everyone involved is okay. I know that Alec has to be freaking out, and I know, it's past Alec, girl. Just the simple fact that now you have this child who doesn't have a mother, a husband who doesn't have a wife, right? So hopefully everybody is okay. So who else are we talking about next? Girl, let's go ahead and talk about Jamie Lynn Spears. Girl. So Jamie Lynn Spears, according to the Jasmine brand, says that she was encouraged to have the A word after getting pregnant at 16. Parents forced her to keep it a secret from sister Britney Spears. Jamie Lynn Spears is opening up about her personal life. In her new book, Things I Should Have Said, Jamie Lynn Spears, a younger sister to superstar Britney Spears, shares details about her teen pregnancy and impact it had on her family. After finding out she was pregnant at 16, Jamie Lynn Spears says her inner circle tried to convince her to get in A. They told her, "It will kill your career. You are just too young. You don't know what you're doing. There are pills you can take. We can help you take care of the problem. I know a doctor." Everyone was certain that termination would be the best course of action. I know a lot of young girls who looked up to me, and I felt that responsibility, but at the end of the day, I knew I would have to make a decision as a young girl myself to do something that I could sleep with at night. After deciding to keep her now 13-year-old daughter, Spears says her parents forced her to keep it a secret, taking her phone and not allowing her to tell anyone, including her sister, Britney Spears. I needed her more than ever, and she wasn't able to help me in my most vulnerable time. To this day, the hurt of not being able to tell my sister still lingers. I mean, girl, I don't want to make the termination police upset, but I mean, if my daughter got pregnant at 16, I mean, babies are blessings, but you can be blessed at another time and at another age. Sorry. I know the little girl is here now, she's 13, so it don't matter at this point. It's over and done with. She almost a grown woman. She's not almost a grown woman, but she's 13. You know, she's almost 18. So, girl, she here, she kicking, she alive. Girl, praise God, right? But what would you do if your daughter got pregnant at 16? What would you recommend? Some of y'all, I don't know. I ain't got to tell y'all what I would do because y'all already know what I would do. If you don't know, then just think about it. You can figure it out. All right. Anyways, girl, Paris Hilton. Girl, listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this.
80% connected to Rodney's iPhone.
I want y'all to listen.
To Rodney's iPad.
Okay. I want y'all to listen to this. This is what Paris Hilton had to say. You know, Paris Hilton, I think she came out with a movie that was, not a movie, I think like a documentary that was on YouTube. I need to watch it. So this is what she had to say the other day. Let's play this clip so we can talk about it.
My parents were promised that tough love would fix me and that sending me across the country was the only way. I was sent to 4 facilities of almost a 2-year period, and my experience at each one haunts me to this day. I was strangled, slapped across the face, watched in the shower by male staff, called vulgar names, forced to take medication without a diagnosis, not given a proper education, thrown into solitary confinement in a room covered in scratch marks and smeared in blood, and so much more. At Provo Canyon School in Utah, I was given clothes with a number on the tag. I was no longer me. I was only number 127. I was forced to stay indoors for 11 months straight. No sunlight, no fresh air. These were considered privileges. Children were regularly hit, thrown into walls, and even sexually abused at Provo. I wish I could tell you that what I experienced to witness was unique or even rare, but sadly it's not. Every day in America, children in congregate care settings are being physically, emotionally, and sexually abused. Children are even dying at the hands of those responsible for their care. We're considered.
Girl, ain't that a mess? So basically, Kathy Hilton and I guess her daddy. What's her daddy name? Is her daddy name Rick? Is that her daddy? You know, they really he never came. He never appeared on this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was just Kathy. So I don't know the father's name. Basically, I guess Paris. I don't know if Paris was a problem child or what, but they sent her away. It just said, girl, it just had me thinking, like, if that's what happened to Paris Hilton, then you already know what's happening to the kids who don't come from money, have the access, reach, right, resources that Paris Hilton has, right, and comes from. So if they treated Paris like that, then you know what they're doing to kids who are probably poor or ain't got shit, right? Kathy was probably too busy in the morning, girl, washing her mouth out with vodka and eating pills for breakfast. You know that's what Kathy low-key give me a pill popping girl putting vodka in her cereal in the morning type of bitch. You know, I'm still trying to figure out Kathy T's. But Kathy, it sounds like you and your husband once upon a time wasn't shit. Right? That's what it sounds like. It sounded like once upon a time Kathy Hilton and her husband wasn't shit. They done shipped their daughter off to some type of concentration camp. Do you hear me? So while Kathy, no tea, no shade, Kathy, why your ass is 95 years old on TV crying about your mama passing away, you need to be having a conversation about why the fuck you sent your daughter off to that goddamn camp and all this shit happened to her. You and your husband, not just Kathy, you and your husband. Girl, shout out to the kids who have to go through stuff like that, because that's not cool. And like I said, girl, just imagine if that happened to Paris Hilton. then you already know what's happening to, like, when you think about these kids like in foster care, and you hear these stories, right? Because if it's happening to the rich and the famous, you know it's happening to the motherfuckers who poor. It's raining, y'all. Y'all hear it? And I'm about to starve to death. I guess I'm going to have to find something in this kitchen to cook. I was going to go to this little restaurant around the corner. This little Mexican restaurant. And get me a couple of enchiladas and a little margarita, but... I did not know it was going to rain today. This is a mess. Anyways, but yeah, shout out to Paris Hilton. I think this was a part of her, like I think she had like a documentary or something about her life. I think I was going to say reality show, not a reality show, but I think it was like a documentary basically on YouTube. Was it YouTube or Hulu? I can't remember. I need to watch it because I heard it was actually pretty good. But shout out to Paris Hilton and all the other kids who had to go through something similar to what Paris Hilton had to go through. Especially shout out to the people, again, like I said, who don't even have the access, money, or reach that Paris Hilton has. And girl, if the shit happened to a rich, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all bitches something. If the shit happened to a rich white little bitch, then you know it's happening to everybody else. Hello? All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. That's it for in white people news. Bye, y'all.